Dzień dobry, nazywam się Błażej Hrabkowicz, to jest 61. Krakowski Festiwal Filmowy, z nami kolejni wspaniali goście. Our guests are Julia Sergina, director, and Anastasia Koczetkova, producer. The film is Far Eastern Golgotha. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I understand that Anastasia, the producer of the film, is here also in the translating capacity to help with translation if possible. But of course, all my questions are directed to both of you, and please take part in the conversation. Julia and Anastasia, both of you. My cat is in the background and she may be like one of the characters in this conversation. There's nothing like that.
We also have a cat.
So, yeah. So when I was watching Far Eastern Golgotha, I must admit, I immediately thought about Andrei Zvyagintsev's film, Leviathan, which I believe that Far Eastern Golgotha is, in a way, more direct, documentary, and less metaphorical, allegorical sort of take on a similar story. And I wanted to ask you if this reference is something not necessarily you had in mind making the film, but do you see some kind of similarity, and do you see a film in the context of the Russian films and Russian stories about people taking on the powers that be?
Yes, because I think films which we shoot in Russia are similar now, because it's about a generation of people about 40 years old. Their life about their life and about their life in I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Take your time.
There is some problems to translate my my thing.
Yeah.
There is no reference for the Far Eastern Golgotha, because it's just life. I like my heroes that they very charismatic, yes, and I like this story. It's very, так сказать, жизненный
life. Vital.
It's a real life, and I don't think that we need some reference for this.
Yeah, but this is reference is one thing, but what I also meant is that there is a very strong tradition in Russian cinema, documentary and non-fiction and fiction about people taking on the regime and protesting against the regime. And your film is I think a part of this tradition. And also when you saw Viktor, you must have thought this is a great character for the film. I mean, his energy and his presence.
Yes, Viktor is wonderful. I love him. I love him like a father.
Yeah. So, but did you also think that this is a very good character for the film, that the camera sort of loves him?
Mm-hmm. Yes, camera loves him, and he loves the camera.
Yeah, that shows. Yeah.
And we find the Viktor's video on the YouTube, and I understood that's a great character for film. It's a story, life in как сказать, содержится.
Include.
His character included his story, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but how did you encounter Viktor? Did you see his video on the YouTube, or did you meet him in person? How did you meet him, and how did it all begin?
Yes, I saw his video on YouTube. 3 or 4 years ago, and after that I texted him on the Одноклассники. It's like a Facebook in Russia, and he answered me, okay, come, you can come to my house, stay with me, with my wife, you will live with my children in their children room. And so we became to Amursk, his town, and started the shooting.
Yeah, but I wonder if he asked his wife, did she like it?
Yes.
The idea.
We asked about that, and she didn't like this idea. And the first time she said, no, I don't want you to shoot me. But after that, she became my friend, like a friend for me too. And
she was a bit nervous in the first time, but after the shooting, we traveled to Khabarovsk with all his family, and we paid for this.
To Vladivostok, not Khabarovsk, to Vladivostok.
And it was a wonderful experience for his family. And for
Masha was happy about it.
Yeah, so they warmed up.
It was her first time she on the sea. When
she saw the sea,
the final of the film.
But did they see the film, all of them?
No. They
only one character, Mikhail, saw the film on the Moscow Film Festival, but Viktor, we can't show the film to Viktor because he started to save it and
upload on his channel on YouTube. Yes.
So we give a flash hard drive with a film to our second hero, Mikhail, and when he will in Amursk, he will show the film to the Viktor. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. So Viktor haven't seen the film, but do you think that in Russia is this a sort of common thing now, popular thing now for sort of YouTubers, video bloggers to do political commentary, to do this kind of opposition against the Kremlin and the government and President Putin?
I think now we have in Russia so many bloggers who make like Viktor's channels, who talk with their audience about politics, because we have very, one second, хочу сказать, so much propaganda on TV in Russia now that internet, it's free space, free space for us, for people who want to talk free, things free. That internet, it's our space now. For Viktor, it's a place where to impress his opinion. Yes.
I don't think so. And I think the situation will be difficult before the elections in September. The story with Navalny, Viktor, I'm not sure that everything will be fine.
Yeah, so you think that there will be some kind of crackdown on this kind of activity by the government for the election?
Sure.
The election, of course, we don't know who will win, as in every election.
In Russia, we know
let us predict from, I don't know, crystal ball or something. But dark jokes aside, you show in your film the journey that Viktor is on, and this is also a bitter journey. He has a very difficult journey for him. Does he still do it, or maybe these experiences you show in the film maybe changed him, maybe he accepted that he cannot influence reality, or maybe they changed him in some other way.
Now Viktor stopped his political activity, and now he living in a village with family and his dog, because as he said to me, he need to relax after all, and I think his story is finished. His political story and his story like a hero of this film and hero of his channel is finished.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think he decide to end it? Because he thought it was pointless, or the price was too big to pay in terms of, for example, his private life and so on?
Yes, he closed his channel because his wife. She was very tired, I think, about this, because it's a small town where they are living, and every people in this small town knows Viktor, knows his wife, knows his children, and it's some pressure from the people in this small town, and the family was tired from this, and they asked Viktor to stop his political activity and to close his channel.
And he can't find a job.
Yeah.
Because because everybody afraid to hire him to the job.
Yeah, this is actually this is a crucial thing, I think, because you said, Anastasia, that and you said you both said that internet sort of a more free space that, for example, TV and the mainstream media, which is propaganda, but at the same time, it's not entirely free. Yeah, it's not free of censorship, and there is this all sorts of pressure that the Viktor was and his family were feeling upon them. So it's not an entirely free space.
Of course, but reality is reality.
Yeah.
And it's a tragic story, I think, about Viktor and about his life and about our society and
social media, magazines, internet media. It's not a free space in Russia.
But apart from this pressure on Viktor's family and so on, is there a very particular censorship on social media? Because Viktor could record his videos. They were not taken down. The problems were sort of elsewhere.
Yes.
Is there a censorship on the social media? Like, for example, that some posts are being taken down, deleted, and so on?
Нет, мне кажется, он спрашивает, если типа цензура открыта в интернете. I don't think that. Почему?
There is a disagreement.
Yes, well, sorry. Есть, да, на
Да нет, это социальное, понимаешь, это как социальная цензура, вот что я хочу сказать.
It's you really want to say that it's no political censura, political censura, it's right?
Yeah.
It's not a political censura, it's a social censura.
Censorship,
oh,
social
okay.
censorship. When your neighborhoods can talk to you, you are shit. Like you, why you don't love Putin? Why you speak like that on your channel? Your neighborhood, your family, your friends. It's a very big problem in Russia now.
Most of the people say that problems inside you, not in government.
Do you think it's because of the fact that many people in Russia still truly support President Putin, or maybe another conflict. Great, or maybe because I'm wondering, maybe it's because of fear. Like, for example, if Viktor continues his political activity, the local community can have some problems, and people may be harassed or disturbed and so on.
I need some time to.
Fear or admiration for Putin? What do you think is it?
Well, Yulia, thinking, I can say that I think that both of the people love Putin because they see the television and they see how they are proud of our president, of our government. My grandmother, grandfather love Putin, and during the election they vote only for him because he is our hero. But young people, as me, as Yulia, and our friends, both of them don't like him.
What about our parents? I don't think that real love, but I think it is a habit to habit, like some habit and some fear, I think. I don't think that they really love Putin. Don't think so.
Do you
for what they must love him? I don't know.
So yeah, this is maybe when you say habit, you mean that he's always been there. It feels will be there, and there's nothing we can do about it. So let's have Putin.
Of course. That's nothing we can do, and we don't want to do something. We don't want to be like a Viktor Toroptsov, have problems.
The main word for all of the people who love Putin is stability.
Stability is a big love.
Putin always says that his main purpose is stability in Russia.
All right, so this is sort of I think that's important, that people feel that with stability he brings sort of safety. Or a feeling of safety, and people are afraid of the change, maybe. But in your generation, because you said about your grandparents, said about who love Putin, about the parents who maybe don't love him but support him out of habit. In your generation, because Viktor, it's interesting, Viktor is older than you, much older. And he's from a generation of maybe your parents, maybe a little younger, something like that. Yeah. So he certainly doesn't love Putin. But in your generation, do you see a lot of people who may share Viktor's views, or maybe your views that something needs to change? Or maybe the young people in Russia, there are still, they also have this sort of feeling that nothing will change and we just have to get on with our lives.
Young people in Russia want to change our country. I think it's political activity in young generation are very high. We want to stop this long period of Putin's life in this country, of stagnation and bad life, because we have stability, but stability is a stability bad life in this country. Stability.
It's bad, but it's stable.
Stable bad. Yes.
But young generation is all of these. Young people are very bright and they have nothing to lose, and that is why they are going on the streets, on the meetings, and they post a lot of political content in TikTok, in Instagram, in YouTube, and I hope that everything will be fine and they will change the world.
Yes, because we haven't families, we haven't flats, houses, cars, and other.
Bank loans.
Yes, like our parents.
And also, because of the reasons you just mentioned, and some other also psychological and so on, young people are not so tied to stability. This stability is not something they think about. Like, oh, I have to get some stability. This is not something, when you're young, you're more inclined to take risks and so on. So maybe that's also part of it.
Maybe, and these young people, they travel a lot, they know a lot of information from the internet, they see how people in Poland, United States, in Canada live, and they see how our grandmothers, grandfathers in regions, in, for example, Amursk, Khabarovsk, and it is awful. They live without money, without food. It's awful situation. Yeah. And it's why they talk about the problems.
Yeah, this is, I think, why maybe the internet is so dangerous for authoritarian regimes like in Russia, because people actually, you can try to control it, but you cannot control it fully. And people will still see what is the standard of living in other places, like you said, and sort of say, why do we have to live like this? Why? Yeah, and this is the question is if you go away, if you leave the country, or do you fight to change it? And from what you're saying, there is a lot of people in the younger generation who choose to fight to change the country rather than to go away.
Yes, and people start ask the questions to the government, why we're living like this, why what's going on, bro?
Yeah. What's going on? What are you doing? Yeah, and we think, but also, I think, Julia, you mentioned a couple of minutes ago that Viktor's story is a tragic story. It's a story of someone who really expressed their anger, their opinions, tried to change some things, even made, the contact was made by this guy from the Alexei Navalny team. And of course, the price was too heavy to pay, and Viktor abandoned this activity. So I sometimes think, is it really possible to change things through social media, through internet? And Viktor's story for me is a pessimistic view on that it's really, really difficult to do that. But maybe you don't agree.
I think in Russia we need not change the reality, but change people's brains, because what about our generation? We were born after Soviet Union crashed, and we live in Eurasia. But our parents, our grandmothers, grandparents lived in Soviet Union, and they have a brain like Soviet Union, and it's a main problem, I think, in our country now. What do you think?
But your question was, can we change the world via social media? Yes.
Yeah, is the social media a useful tool for change? Because I guess you can have evidence to say yes, and evidence that back the theory that no. But Viktor's story is a pessimistic one, that really it's not that easy.
10 years ago, I must say that yes, we can, because the history of Navalny, it is amazing history, and thousands or millions of people go on the streets with Navalny. But today the situation is changed. People are afraid of, I don't know what. People are afraid, and nobody come on the streets, and nothing.
The old people, I think like
right now, no. My question is no.
Like
no.
Now more people like Viktor go to their villages with their families and dogs to
I think now social media can't change the government or situation in Russia.
The other interesting thing is what you said, I think, Julia, that I think we have that also in Poland in a way, that we have now a generation of people who are young adults who don't remember the communist times, who were born after the collapse of Soviet Union, which of course we were not in the Soviet Union in Poland, but we were a country dependent on Russia and in the orbit of influence of Soviet Union. And this collapse meant that we also transformed. And I think that this situation, we have this situation also in Poland, that many young people don't feel represented by politicians, because the politicians are mainly from this generation also of this transformation, people that remember communist times and still think sometimes in those categories. And the young people say, well, we haven't lived then, and we want to, and we have a completely different experience. And these people are now entering politics. So yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if my question, I guess, is, do you believe that this is sort of a common experience, and this is also an experience in Russia and other countries maybe who were either in the Soviet Union or were in the Soviet bloc, in the Eastern Bloc?
So I haven't answered to these questions because I don't think so that the director needs to have answers to questions that he asked in films. I think I'm like a mirror of time, of people, of society, of my country. I'm just like a mirror. I want to reflect what happened in my country, and I don't have answer to the question what do we need to do. I don't know.
But maybe it is something common. Why not?
Yeah, I think so. That this is the common theme of the younger generation who don't remember the times before the transformation, collapse of the Soviet Union, that are now entering politics and trying to change things.
Yes.
Maybe that is something to look forward to. Let's hope. The mirror, you just called yourself a mirror. You just called yourself a mirror. The mirror in Far Eastern Golgotha, I think, reflects very many things, many important things. So thank you for the film, Far Eastern Golgotha, and thank you for being with us, if not in person, in this capacity. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And bye, and have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Can we make a photo together?
Sorry?
Can we make a photo together?
Yeah?
It's for our
we post it
Instagram.
on our Instagram.
You're right.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.